Tapping back in, tapping back in. Hope all y'all is well. Uh, Today, yeah, we're just going to finish talking about, the graven images that was put up, and we have to believe in what the scriptures say and not what man say. Because the deceivers are always going to try to take away or add to the word. You know, but uh, we got to believe what is written, and it says, "Take heed unto yourself." I'm sorry. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and 23. And it says, "Take heed unto yourself, lest ye forget the covenant of the Lord your God, which he made with you, and make you a graven image or the likeness of anything which the Lord thy God hath forbidden thee." So the Lord had forbidden us from putting up any images of him or anything. Uh, it says, "For the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God." So when we're going off and when we're serving other gods, um, the Most High is very jealous of that. It said, "When thou shalt beget children and children children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves." And how do we corrupt ourselves? By following after man, serving man rather than our true power. "And shall corrupt yourself and make a graven image." And what was that graven image? The graven image was the white Jesus that was put up, or the likeness of anything that and shall do evil in the sight of the Lord thy God, to provoke him to anger. And how we provoke the Most High to anger? By serving other gods, serving a white Jesus. Uh, "I call heaven and earth to a witness against you this day." So heaven and earth is still here. "That ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in numbers among the heathen," non-Israelites, other nations, "whither the Lord shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands." What was the work of men's hands? Creating and sculpturing that Jesus. "Wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell." So it's no life in that so-called fake Christ that was put up. But if from this thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God and shalt be obedient to his voice. See, the Most High say be obedient in the last days to his voice, not to the graven image that was put up that can't see, smell, or hear. "He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them." So, let's just finish reading down. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether whether there had been any such thing as this great thing is, or had been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and live? Or had God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptation, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, the Lord, according to all the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? So, um, the Lord has always been there with him, with us, even uh, in the days of Egypt. The Lord, the Most High was there with us, he's always there. So we have to just know that the Most High is a jealous God. He don't want us representing uh, graven images. It's just hard for some of us to just let go. Why we can't put that so-called white God down that has no life, has no power, has no might, you know? So, like I was saying, uh, we even talking about, keeping the Sabbath day, which is something that the Most High, told us in the scriptures that we should keep throughout all our generations. But like today is Sunday, and a lot of us is getting ready to go serve that graven image, you know. So let's read right here because we have to know that the Most High said, "Do not worship Him on a Sunday," but He gave us the Sabbath day to worship Him. So let's just read right here. Um, Thou shalt. Let's jump down to 5:11, and it says, "Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day and sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou